Welcome, guys. Happy Monday. Hope everyone had a great weekend. We're going to go ahead and get started and dive in. Today, we are talking how to engineer the perfect ChatGPT prompts for real estate and just in general, right? A lot for your business, whether you're creating marketing material, content, or you just want to learn about uh, new strategies or ways that you can conduct business or grow your business. So um, I'm going to be going back and forth from the training deck to ChatGPT's platform through OpenAI. We'll be jumping back and forth so I can show you examples. But today is really more talking about not necessarily the content itself, but how to actually use a prompt. What is a prompt, and how can you engineer in a way that is going to result you the most specific and best result. You can be very broad, right? Create a blog post for me about buying real estate in San Diego. Boom, you can be broad, right? But if you're more strategic with the engineering part of it, it's like a science. It's art and science of a balance. But if you're better at the prompt engineering portion of it, your result will be a lot better. Before we dive into that, real quickly, so the next couple weeks, next week we have a holiday. So the 4th, we are closed. We're not doing the training. The following Monday just lines up that way. I'm actually on vacation, so we will not have a training for the next 2 Mondays. So let me take a look at the calendar real quick. The 4th, we will be out. The 11th, we will be out. Back on the 18th and the 25th. So I'll get that released. I'll get September's training schedule up this week, and October. I'll do 2 since there's only going to be 2 in September. I'll do 2 months worth at once so that you guys can take a look at that and register for those. Okay. But I just want to be sure everyone was aware. Next 2 Mondays, there will not be training. So let me go back to present. Again, we're going to be jumping back and forth. So ChatGPT explained. So what is it? If you missed our first training on ChatGPT, just a little recap of what it is. ChatGPT is an AI or artificial intelligence chatbot that uses natural language processing to create human-like conversational dialogue. Okay, so this is technology, it's a computer, it's all of that stuff wrapped into one, and it's learning as we communicate with it, it's learning like a human brain does. So the more that we ask it to do, the more that we communicate with it, the better it's going to know our style in terms of writing, our content. It's going to get to know us, and the results are going to end up being a lot better. This is the same software that passed the SATs, the bar exam. So it's pretty phenomenal and just only getting better. The language model can respond to questions and compose various written content, including articles, social media posts, essays, code, emails, and more. So in the previous one, we talked a lot about the content that it can create. There's no reason why we don't have a new blog post on our website every single week, at least one. I showed it before. It takes 7 seconds for it to produce that piece of content for you to do. One of the questions I always get is what's GPT stand for? It stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer, which is just a fancy technical term for it's being trained artificial intelligence like a human brain. So generative pre-trained transformer. And for those who weren't on the previous call, the time it took ChatGPT to reach 100 million users. I mean, you can see it down there at the bottom, 2 months. Netflix took 10 years, a decade, to get 100 million users on that platform. Gmail, it took 5 years, Twitter, 5 years, Facebook, 4.5, WhatsApp, 3.5, Instagram, 2.5 years, TikTok, an astounding 9 months. Pretty phenomenal. But then, of course, GPT took 2 months to reach 100 million users. Now, there's still a free version of ChatGPT, chat.openai.com. We will go there in just a minute. There's still a free version. It's still very, very good. There is a paid version as well. It's $20 a month plus a little bit of tax. I think it's 21 something in total. But I honestly would pay $200. I joke about it, but I would pay $200 a month for this platform. Not that they need to do that because they have couple 100 million users now. But very inexpensive compared to what else we pay for in this industry. And it honestly does take a lot off your plate, right? If you haven't had a new blog post on your site, it sounds basic, still necessary. SEO still matters. And this platform can write it for you in a matter of seconds. So prompt engineering explained. Let's talk a little bit about that first. What is prompt engineering? The process of crafting questions or tasks to ChatGPT for helpful and accurate answers. Right? Again, you could be general. Write me a blog post for my real estate website. Could be very general. But the more specific you are, and the more strategic you are in terms of telling it to act as a digital marketing specialist and write me a blog post for my real estate website on why people should relocate to San Diego, right? A lot more detail that I can then curate a piece of content for you that's very relevant. Basically, the art and science of asking the best possible questions to get the best possible answers. This is important because creating better prompts will help with problem solving, decision making, and ultimately learning. Okay, so it can solve your problems in terms of what you're asking it. It will help you with decision making. Today is not going to just be about the content for your business, but you as a business owner in growth. You can leverage this platform beyond blog posts, beyond social media, beyond video scripts, beyond all that. You can actually tell it to teach you about certain things, which is great for your business because we should always be learning. If we're not learning, we're not growing. Be clear on what you want to know. Share specific information and provide context for better answers. ChatGPT is going to learn over time. When you tell it a certain tone, over time, it's going to know that you prefer this certain tone. When you ask it to act as a real estate agent, act as a digital marketing expert, act as an SEO expert, it's going to know over time what kind of content you generally want it to output, which is super important, again, to save time when you're creating this content. Act as will, of course, give a much better output. And we're also going to talk about the fourth grader technique. So act as, again, act as a lawyer in Phoenix, right? You joke, but if you're writing up a quick little contract and you're telling it to act as an attorney, it knows that it needs to, the output needs to be up to par with what an attorney would write, okay? Act as, one of the examples was act as, probably a bad example, act as a doctor, right? And then whatever you're asking it, act as an accountant, act as, those all matter because now it knows exactly specific industry, who its audience would be, and better understanding. The fourth grader technique we're going to talk about, this is just dumbing it down, okay? It's just dumbing it down. Maybe you have a huge article or there's a big concept, maybe a mathematical problem or whatever it may be, a certain concept, and you tell it to, you're a fourth grader or have it written that a fourth grader couldn't consume it. So we're going to talk more about that as well. Before we do that, images in ChatGPT. Okay, this is one example that you can include images in your prompts in what you're asking ChatGPT to do. For example, brought up, we're using San Diego a lot today for the example, but I brought up this here. So I Googled San Diego, I clicked on Google Images. And if you don't know this, you can scroll through and find an image. So maybe I'm going to do this one. So I'm going to click that. Over here, I'm going to right click this image. There's something that says copy image address. Okay, copy image address. I'm going to click that. And we're going to play around with this real quick. I'm going to go into ChatGPT, chat.openai.com. If you don't have an account, you can sign up. It's still free, 3.5. We're using GPT-4 today just for training purposes, but both, this is the free version. This is the paid version, $20 a month. You sign in, you can always go to chat.openai.com. In here, I'm just gonna, let's do this first. Explain to me what is in this image. And let's just see what it does. It may work, it may not work. Okay, so that one's not gonna work. However, what if I do this? Write me a blog article for my site using this image. Okay, so there's no text in the image, right? Just a photo of San Diego. It's using its technology. It's giving us an intro, why San Diego is great. Okay, so my point of showing you this is if you needed to include an image, or let's say maybe not real estate and you're a different industry and you wanted to create an ad copy based on a certain image, or you can do an ad copy based on this and you just take an image and you put it in here and you say, please create a Facebook ad by using this image. Okay, sometimes it's not gonna, there you go. Okay, right, San Diego, it knows what's in there, the visual, it knows that it's the skyline, all that good stuff. Call to action, it gives you all that stuff, okay? Just based off an image, a link. It knows what's within that image, which is pretty phenomenal. So I just want to show you guys, because one of the questions we get is, well, there's no way to upload an image here. What you do is anytime you want an image, you find the image, you right click, copy image address, and then that's what you would paste in to ChatGPT. All right, I'm going to come back here. And we are going to talk about framework. Okay, get your phone ready because you're going to want to take a photo of the next screen. The framework for the prompt. We need to define the task. Okay, think of this as you are talking to an assistant. Okay, leverage this tool like it is your assistant for a lot of these day-to-day trainable tasks that we have in our real estate business. So define the task, identify the specific action or goal for the prompt. What is the action or goal that you are trying to get out of this? Clear instructions, outline guidelines or rules for GPT to follow, right? What are those guidelines? Do you need to stay in a certain word count, right? What are those clear instructions? Offer context, give background information, examples, and scenarios for relevance. And then the prompt framework template is going to be this. Your subject, what is your subject? Your task, the instructions, and context. And so we're going to take a look at that. What does that look like? This is the template. This is a solid template that you guys can copy and use in your business. Okay. So from here, we have our subject, your desired subject. I'm going to give you guys an example and we're going to paste it in and see what we get. Okay. Your subject, so your desired subject goes here. Your task, instructions. What type of content is it? Is it a blog post? Is it a video script? Is it an Instagram post? Is it a Facebook ad? Is it an ebook? A how-to? Should be between word range. How long should it be? Written in what tone? Do you want it to be informative? Do you want it to be persuasive, right? And include at least a number of specific details. I'm going to show you guys an example. Context. Imagine you're creating this blog post for a real estate brand targeting new home buyers, right? Getting specific. We're breaking down that prompt. It's getting a lot more detailed than just the general, write this for me. And this is the example here. So subject, selling San Diego real estate. That's the subject. What's the task? Write me a blog post about selling a home in San Diego. Kind of general, that one line, but we're going to paste this entire thing in GPT. Instructions. What are the instructions? The blog post should be between 700 to 1,000 words, written in an informative and persuasive tone, and include at least 5 benefits of selling your home in San Diego. Context. Imagine you're creating this blog post for a real estate agent targeting homeowners who own real estate in San Diego. A lot more specific, right, than what we've talked about in the past. This gets a lot more detailed, but it gives GPT enough information on specific key items that your output's going to be a lot better. If I come into here, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to come over here. Expired. All right. Thank God it saved password. All right, so I'm gonna just come in here. I'm gonna paste what I put in there. I'm gonna tell it to go. And then it's gonna start. It's gonna be a lot more specific and a lot better than if I just said up here, right? Write me a blog post about selling home in San Diego. If I just give it just that, it's gonna be general. It's not gonna be a specific word count. It's gonna be a random tone that it may not know, okay? Here's the benefits. Talks about there's a lot of benefits here. You don't have to paste benefit 1, benefit 2 in there. You can take that out. Just high property values, strong demand, favorable selling seasons, right? Given the climate. A lot of good stuff. Talks a lot about a location, which is ideal when you are creating posts necessary for your website or anything like that, okay? So you can see it's going to be a lot more in depth, a lot more specific, as opposed if we were just very general. All right, I'm going to let that continue writing, and we're going to continue on. So this one was based on selling. This next one is focused on buying. So buying San Diego real estate. Task, write me a blog post about buying a home in San Diego. Cool, what's the clear instructions? The blog post should be between 500 and 750 words this time, written in informative and persuasive tone, and include at least 7 benefits of relocating to San Diego. Context, imagine you're creating this blog post for a real estate agent targeting home buyers who are looking to relocate to San Diego. Those details are important. Relocating to San Diego, right? Because now the technology, ChatGPT is going to know that it needs to focus on the relocation portion of it. So if we come back out of here and do what we just did, copy, and we go back into ChatGPT, I'm just going to create a new chat, paste it in there, right? Just like what you would do. You send this to your assistant. This is what I need. These are the parameters. Sunny future awaits. 7 reasons to relocate to San Diego. There's your title. Okay. Talks about the weather. We're all jealous. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. We finally got some real rain yesterday. Okay. So it goes through job market, all this great stuff. Okay. More specific, better output, a lot more detailed. And as we continue through the slide deck, it will get even more detailed when we start to ask it to act as, and so on. A lot more detail, okay? But just know this framework is a great starting point to make sure that your outputs are very specific and relevant to those who are going to be consuming that piece of content, okay? All right, what do we got next? Prompt priming. Let's talk about prompt priming. What is that? Well, poor prompt priming ultimately leads to generic or irrelevant answers. Okay, so you want to prime it with more details. You want it to be more specific. So a poor prompt prime would be, the example would be, can you give me some marketing strategies for my real estate brand on Instagram? Okay, today's all about not being general and a lot more specific. That's ultimately what it comes down when you are engineering prompts for ChatGPT. More detail, more background, more context, and it will give you a better output. So what would a good prompt be compared to what we saw up here? The example would be, I'm a real estate agent looking to market on Instagram to home buyers that are interested in relocating to San Diego, whether they live in California or another state. What are some effective marketing strategies and best practices for this audience? A lot more specific, right? So if I go in and I take this poor prompt, which is still going to give a relatively great outcome, okay? If I go into pizza, I'm going to close that. All right, so this is the first one. This is what we consider the poor prompt, okay? Which is still going to be very good. Right, talking about high quality visual content, Instagram stories and reels, hashtags, all that stuff, okay? So as it's writing that, I'm going to come back up here And I'm now going to copy this second one and we're going to see the difference. Okay. Gets more industry specific because we're talking about real estate agent, who your ideal audience is, right? New home buyers or home buyers, and location. So it gets a lot more specific. So this one's still writing. See, it's still a very good prompt, but if you want to get super specific and strategic, I'm going to paste in the same one. And it's going to get a lot more specific based on what we told it, right? Location specific content. We didn't have that up here. Okay. This is just more general, more general. This is going to give us a lot. Look at local hashtags becomes very, very targeted in what your goal is. Collaborate with local businesses, right? San Diego. Relocation benefits you're going to talk about. Okay. Right. Because that's our ideal audience. Home buyers moving there. Relocation benefits. Targeted ad campaigns, testimonials, relocation guide, virtual office, right? It gets a lot more specific. You can see this up here was still a very good outcome. However, this second one was a lot more specific and is relevant to our market of where our business actually is. So you can see the difference in those two. All right. So prompt priming, being a lot more specific and showing you the difference between good versus great, basically, okay? Iteration in prompt engineering. Let's talk about that. What is it? So you ask ChatGPT questions until you have the information you need by rephrasing and giving more context. So you're asking it to ask you questions. Why? By asking more questions, you're building a better understanding between the AI, artificial intelligence, and you for more accurate answers. The more dialogue you have with this platform, the better it's going to understand you and ultimately not just understand you, but understand what kind of content you are looking to produce. So when you're sitting on information but don't know how to get the best answers or formulations possible for yourself, and how you're going to edit the question until you have the best answer from ChatGPT. So again, it's a two-way dialogue. If it came back and let's say, for instance, right, it gave me this, and then I could say, now do the same for me, but specifically for Los Angeles. And then the output is going to give me more specific strategies based on the same content we put up here, right? But now I'm having it do a different location. I'm talking about, I'm not going to a new chat. I'm having a two-way dialogue. And now it knows, it's going to know that Southern California is really where I'm producing all my content because of the location I keep putting in. But now it's redone it. So now I have a strategy for that other market, right? So it's a two-way dialogue. And we're going to take a look here at an example. So one example could be, I'm a real estate agent looking to improve my client communication. Okay. Again, it's not just creating blog posts and all that stuff, but how can I improve my business? How can I offer better communication in my organization, whether you're a single agent, you have a TC, you have an assistant, whatever it may be, how can you improve your client communication? Can you suggest some strategies to enhance my business processes and create a better experience for my clients? If, here's the iteration part, if I need more clarification or ideas, I'll ask further questions. Then you can add in detail, let's say you forgot, like a location, your team structure, etc. Either edit your prompt or continue the conversation by asking again. If I come in here, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to create a new chat. We're going to first do this. Understanding your client's needs, take the time to understand, right? We're getting towards the end of the year too. We should be prepping for 2024. Can never start too early. What's some things in your business that you want to improve? Okay. Have ChatGPT help you understand your client's need. Be proactive. Don't wait for your clients to reach out to you. We know we should not wait. They will, whoever the next agent that reaches to them in the perfect time, and you did not stay in front of them, they're going to go with that other agent. Be responsive, use technology, be transparent, provide, right? All this stuff. It's not just about talking, but also listening, right? So you can give it that. If you need to edit anything or add any details, you could say, rewrite this to be more specific on the follow-up portion. Okay, maybe you need better follow-up, right? It mentioned one of these, and now you're continuing the conversation, you're reiterating, you're asking additional questions. So now this is a whole nother piece that was under number 9, follow-up, right? Detailed follow-up. Here's everything that you should be doing, okay? So that iteration part is important if you want to dive deeper and knowing something or creating a better process for your business, you can do it that way there. So let's come over here. Act as. So we talked a little bit about this earlier. Asking ChatGPT to act as whatever profession, right? What is it? We're asking ChatGPT to simulate the expertise of a specific professional. Obviously, legally, we need to make sure that we're not giving advice outside of our scope. Okay, just want to be clear on that. But this is part of ChatGPT. And specifically, I'm giving you guys examples like attorneys, lawyers, right? Those are just extreme examples. But really, you should be using this as act as an SEO expert, act as a digital marketing expert, act as a Facebook ad expert, act as a database expert, right? All of those things in your business that are relevant, act as that profession or that expertise so that you can learn and be that expert. So why? To access specialized and targeted answers from a simulated expert to save time and resources. When you need expert guidance from an expert's perspective. And how you're just going to ask ChatGPT to act as a specific expert, providing the necessary context and information. So an example would be, give me 3 strategies to improve my online presence for my real estate business. Okay, again, a little bit more general. Improving online presence is crucial, right? All that content marketing, it's going to give you all of these different ways that you can improve your online presence. We didn't tell it to act as a professional. This is still, just like before, this is a good, it's still very good, right? A general prompt can still be very good. However, if you want to dive deeper into your business, getting more specific and engineering it correctly will be important. I'm going to come over here, act as copy, go into ChatGPT, paste. Act as a digital marketing expert and give me 3 strategies, specific on quantity. Give me 3 strategies to improve my online presence for my real estate business. A little bit more specific, a bit more detailed. Here we go. Pay-per-click advertising, email marketing automation. Gets a little bit more specific. Things that you can actually take action on. Social media, advertising, and remarketing, right? All those different details. So you can see it's important that if you give it a little bit more information, the outcome will be a lot more targeted and specific to what your goal is. All right, where did we end up? There we go. So again, act as digital marketing expert, act as SEO expert, act as pay-per-click expert, act as an email marketing expert, act as a social media marketing manager, act as a video marketing expert, YouTube expert, Google business profile expert, right? All those different things will give you a lot more detail. All right, so I'm going to present. 4th grader technique. Again, I told you guys this is going to be, we're not diving into a lot of the content, but more ways that you can leverage this platform so that you can see and get better stuff in there. Yes, somebody asked, is this recorded on Escrow Options website? This will be available on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/ let me just go there real quick in case you want to go there. YouTube. Whoops. I can get her here. Video library. I'm going to copy and paste in there. Always, it'll be up by the end of the day today, but it's always up by the next morning. So let me go into our chat. I'm going to paste this in there for everyone. If you haven't subscribed to it, please do. All of our videos are posted there. It'll show up here by tomorrow morning. All right, fourth grader technique. What is it? ChatGPT to simplify complex concepts for easy understanding. Okay, why? Well, to make complex ideas accessible to all levels of expertise. Maybe you're not a full digital marketing expert. You need something broken down, or a mathematician, or science, or just for your life in general, right? You can go in here and ask a bunch of different things. Sorry, guys, if you keep hearing that sound. It's keep getting a pop-up on my computer. So when talking to a diverse audience, to ensure clear and easy to understand information for everyone. And how? We're just going to ask ChatGPT to simplify as if you were a child. So for instance, if you haven't heard of the Pomodoro technique, it is a time management technique that is super awesome. I wanted to throw this in there, but describe the Pomodoro technique and its benefits for time management for real estate professionals. If I go in here, I copy this. Now I'm going to come into here because we want to learn about this technique. We saw it, or we learned about it at an event, or whatever it may be. Also, highly recommend everyone take time to go read about this, or just ask ChatGPT to summarize it for you, because it's actually a very cool and effective process. If you want to be more productive, or you want to be better at time management, you can leverage this technique. So I'm going to go on and paste this. This isn't necessarily about being specific in this example itself. This is about making it easier to understand and digest. So you can see here, it's giving us in depth, right? So I'm going to let this run through, because then I'm going to ask it to make it a little bit, right? Super in depth, which is still consumable. We can still come in here, right? I'm just giving you guys different techniques of how you can use this system, different ways of communicating with it. Benefits for real estate professionals specifically, right? I wanted to make sure it was industry specific. Enhanced focus, increases productivity, reduces burnout, helps manage stress, improve work-life balance, right? Who has that in this business? Okay, so it goes through and it gives us all that information. So if I come back here and I say, now explain it to a fourth grader, literally that's what you can say. Now explain it to a fourth grader. Imagine you have a timer that looks like a tomato, but any timer will work. The Pomodoro technique is a way to get your work done by using that timer to help you. Here's how you do it. Breaks it down a lot easier. One, 2 lines for each thing. Okay, see how much shorter this is? Just give me the details. Give me the meat and potatoes. I don't need all the fluff. Just tell me step by step the task, right? Tell me what it is. So obviously, those who like to read or want a little bit more info can come through here and do this. But you see, when you say now explain it as a fourth grader, say it's, I need to learn more about email marketing. Now explain it to a fourth grader. Write it as if I'm a fourth grader. Teach me as if I'm a fourth grader, right? It breaks down big concepts or pieces of content and makes it a lot more digestible and consumable by telling it that. So now explain it to a fourth grader, and we have a much quicker read and way that we can immediately start to take action. So just so you know, just the gist of it, like set the timer. First, you need to choose something you need to do. We have a lot in this business we need to do. Next, you set the timer for 25 minutes. This 25 minutes is called 1 tomato time. Okay. Now you start doing your work and don't stop until the timer rings. When the timer rings, you stop working and take a 5-minute break. So it's 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off. 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off. I've used this before. It's actually a very effective way to do that. So after you've done four tomatoes, right, or 4 25-minute sessions, right, you get a big 15 to 30-minute break. So it helps plan out your day and a lot more productive, and you don't have that burnout. So I definitely recommend you go and take a look at the Pomodoro technique, but also you can see the difference of when you just say this and then when you tell it to explain to you for fourth graders. So next time you're trying to understand a concept or something, maybe you're still trying to understand ChatGPT. Now explain it to me as if I'm a fourth grader, right? Always ask those questions. Again, today is not just about how can you create content for your business, for buyers, sellers, for clients. It's about you as a business owner and how you can be more effective. How can you leverage this technology in a way that you can be more effective and efficient? And remember, there's still a free version. Still a free version. Beats hiring an assistant. Okay. Follow-up questions, right? Now we're going to ask it to ask us follow-up questions. Encourage ChatGPT to go deeper into topics by asking you questions. To get a deeper, the why is because you need to get a deeper understanding of complex ideas and make smarter decisions. The example we're going to try is your business plan for 2024. So when you have complex topics or topics you want to dive deeper into, you get more detailed information. And how? You're just going to ask ChatGPT to ask you questions until it has all the information needed to provide the best answers. So now you're asking it to ask you follow-up questions, and you're going to see why here in a second. If I come into here, examples, tell me how to put together a strong business plan for my real estate business. If you need more information, ask me follow-up questions. Okay, and down here, this is a great one to not just practice on, but to take action on to prepare for 2024, start treating your real estate career as a business owner. Okay, if you have not started your business planning for the next year, I know we're still cutting through this year, hopefully making our goals, but we cannot forget about our business plan. So I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna paste this, and we're gonna see if it asks us some follow-up questions. What's your executive summary? Okay, if you just need a template, if you as a business owner need a template, here's your template. What's your executive summary? It tells you this is first section. Business description, market analysis, who's your target audience, organization management, who's part of your business? Is it just you? Do you have a TC? Do you have media people? Sales and marketing, how are you going to do your outline? Financial projections, all that great stuff. Remember, your business plan is a living document that you update regularly, okay? It's not like, by the end of the year, we're going to create this business plan and we're going to see next year, at the end of next year, if we made it. No, each month, you should be looking at this and adjusting it accordingly. So here, also, could you provide more details about your real estate business? For example, are you focusing on residential, commercial? Are you planning to buy and sell properties, or are you planning to rent them? This information will help tailor advice, right? So every time you run this, it's going to ask you different questions. I was doing this yesterday and, asked questions about what are your goals in terms of sales, both volume and dollar, right? All those things. So just know that when you add in here, if you need more information, ask me follow-up questions. So for example, if I do this, we're going to go new one. I'm going to be general with this, but obviously you want to be more specific. A real estate. I'm just curious about what it's going to say. Any more information, ask me, right? Extremely general, very short. Let's see what other questions it may ask us. There we go. To get started, could you please provide me with some additional information? What is your primary focus of your website? Right? Is it residential real estate, commercial? Okay. Do you have a specific geographic? And all you would do is come in here and respond. So one, my primary focus is residential real estate, right? Two, have a specific geographic? Well, yes. I am focusing on San Diego residential real estate. 3, a particular aspect of real estate you would like to focus on, for example, home buying tips, market trends, all that stuff. So let's do this. My focus is on targeting homeowners who want to sell their home. Or who is your target audience? Well, I just said that in that one. So 3, we're leaving it at that one. Do you have any preferred length of blog post? Keep the blog post under 1,000 words. There's specific keywords, phrases. Number 6. I want to be SEO friendly and include geographic location and real estate keywords. Okay. And then I'm going to put that in there. Great. Thanks for providing me more information. Here's a draft. It gets going on your post. Okay. So asking questions will allow it to ask you the questions it needs to get more specific on that post, on who you're actually. So now, just based on those questions, it's the ultimate guide to selling your home in San Diego, right? It starts talking about this. Really, really good stuff there. So don't be afraid to ask it follow-up questions. Whether it's a business plan, a blog article, whatever it is, you can always put that at the end or at the end of your prompt. If you need more information, ask me follow-up questions, okay? If you need more information, ask me follow-up questions. All right, a couple more here. Using ChatGPT to summarize. Ask ChatGPT to condense large or complicated information into something short and easy to understand. Why you want to do this is save time and key points from complex and get key points from complex and lengthy text and videos fast. And when you need an overview, make content shorter, get key points from videos, or scan through reviews. How you're going to give ChatGPT articles, videos, or reviews to summarize and get tips on improving and getting better. All right, so let's have an example. Example prompt would be summarize this article with key points in a number form, and then you're going to paste it in there. So I'm going to copy this. We're going to go back into ChatGPT. I'm going to paste this in here, right? We got to find an article and mortgage news. Two hours ago. Okay, so I'm just randomly clicking on an article. Okay, so what I would do is I would just go through. This is what I have to actually log into. All right, let's find a different one. Maybe this. All right, so I'm going to copy this article. Literally everything. All right, we'll stop here. Okay, I'm going to copy literally it's everything that's on that page. Okay, we're going to see if this works. Paste in text, right? Crazy. And then let's see what it does. Okay, so that's what I pasted in. Here we go. We asked it just number format. So now it's just going to give us the number formats and summarize that entire article. Let's see how many numbers it gives us, how many bullet points. Okay, so it's taking the key points out of that article, right? It's going to be a lot easier to read this and digest this than going through and reading that entire article. Of course, reading articles are fun, but I'm giving you guys more ideas of how you can leverage this. If there's a Tom Ferry article, if there's a real estate how-to article, if there's marketing 101, whatever it may be, tell it to summarize it for you, and then you can get through this a lot quicker. You can get from A to B a lot quicker. So mortgage interest rates increase, blah, 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 right? All that stuff you can read there. Just know the prompt, summarize this article with key points in a number form. Summarize this video, key points in a number form. Summarize whatever it may be. Book, maybe a book, summarize a book. Summarize a book. School by Grant Cardone. I've done this one before, so let's see if I can actually do it. I'm just curious. Okay, so if you want to read a book, maybe you don't have time to read the book, but you just want a quick summary, I didn't say by numbers or bullets, so it's probably going to be a little bit more lengthy than what we would want or not, right? So it just gives you the key point of what's in that book, the idea behind it, so that you have a better understanding, okay? So summarize things. If you need things to be summarized, blog art, whatever it may be, any content that you as an agent, as a business owner that you want to consume so that you can understand it better, right? This isn't just for creating blog posts, but for you to learn more. And you can learn more a lot quicker by just having it summarized things so that you become a stronger business owner. Prompt technique called Teach Me. Again, this is education for you. So ask ChatGPT for step-by-step instructions to learn new skills or expand your knowledge, and why you want to grow your knowledge based in specific fields to stay up to date. Okay, this is a quick way for you to stay on top of the ever-changing industry, whether it's social media marketing, lead generation, mortgage, a home warrant, whatever it may be, you can learn it a lot quicker by condensing it. When you're looking to learn new tools or softwares and are looking for a quick guide, ask ChatGPT for step-by-step instructions, include the goal you have and the level of your current skills. So an example would be, teach me, okay, sorry, that's kind of in my way. There we go. Teach me as a complete beginner how to use CapCut to edit marketing videos for Instagram step by step. If you don't know what CapCut is, it's a video editing app on your phone. So I'm going to copy this. Okay, you can use this software to learn about more of anything. So if I put this in there, it's now going to create a step-by-step guide for me, just like what we would ask it to do to create a step-by-step guide for the buying process, the selling process, all that kind of stuff, little ebooks. This is going to create a quick step-by-step guide for you with specific bullets, right? So first, you need to download CapCut. First of all, what is CapCut, right? Video editing app. Download, go to the App Store or Google. Open CapCut, start a new project. You're going to click, right? This will open your camera. Trim and split clips, add text, how to add music and sound effects, how to do transitions and effects, add stickers and images. Of course, like everyone else, we can just go to youtube.com and watch a video on this. Or if you're better with a step-by-step, right? Step-by-step guide, you can come here and quickly learn how to use that piece of software. And it's virtually, if you need Excel, right? Teach me how to split text in a cell into two separate columns. Teach me how to use Google Docs. Teach me how to use PowerPoint. Teach me how to use a Canva. Teach me, right? All those different things, specifically, how do I remove a background in Canva, right? All those different things. You can ask GPT to give you a step-by-step guide on that as well. Very cool stuff. All right, I think we got a couple more here. Write like me and my brand. Whoops. This is our last one here. So write like me and my brand. This will allow it to learn more about your style. So you can ask ChatGPT to copy yours or your brand's writing style to create a strong brand identity and build trust and connection with your audience. In creating, when you're creating content that aligns with your brand identity across all channels, and how show ChatGPT examples of your writing style or brand voice, including tone, acts, and special words. So if you've created content in the past that, let's just go with a blog post or something, that you liked the outcome of it, you can put in there, write a blog article that matches the tone for my brand and writing style, just like this example here, period. And then you copy that other article or whatever it is, and you paste it in there. Maybe, you like the tone or writing style of somebody else's article, right? You're like, oh, that was really well written. I want to rewrite something like that. Cool. Paste in there, write into ChatGPT, rewrite this, or write this in my own words. I like the brand, I like the tone and the writing style of this article. Can you write one for me, right? And then it'll come back and give you one based on whatever tone or writing style was in that piece that you actually pasted into GPT. So for example, I would come in here and write that, whatever it is, right? Write a blog article or mimic the tone and writing style of this article and recreate it for my own website, real estate website, right? And then it will kick back and use that same tone and writing style that was in that article, whether it was yours or you like somebody else's as well, that you wanted to leverage that tone. A lot of stuff, guys. A lot of different ways that you can use this. Again, it's not only about, I joke, but because I every time I'm like, who wrote a new blog article for the site, right? Because it takes 7 seconds. You guys, it takes 7 seconds. But now that when you're doing that, you can ask it to act as an SEO expert, act as a digital marketing expert, whatever it may be. But in addition to the content you're creating for your business for consumers, right? The value to consumers. The only reason we put content out there is to educate consumers, right? So if it's blog articles, you're educating them on why to sell or places to go hiking in that specific market that you work in, or new businesses, or why to relocate there, all that stuff. Social media, putting content out there to educate consumers. They build trust with you. You increase brand awareness. They turn around and work with you. Okay. That's one piece of GPT to take it off your plate. I don't know who has time to actually sit down and write blogs anymore, but if you do in this business, I need to know your secret. And it's probably time blocking. But the other piece of it is, how do I use this to grow my business? How do I use this to grow my business? How do I use this to grow? How do I go from A to B? I want to learn more about being a digital marketing expert. I want to learn more of how I can teach me how I can leverage video in my real estate business. Teach me how to optimize my YouTube channel. Teach me, right? Anything. How to use CapCut. Teach me best practices on time blocking for my real estate business. And it's going to go through an outline. So not only is this valuable in educating the consumers, but it's valuable in educating you as a business owner and ways that you can grow your business so that you can reach those goals. So any questions, guys? Hopefully this was helpful, and we can go back here if you did not take a photo of that framework, but this is an example of what that actual framework or template could look like, right? Just make sure your subject's in there, your task, your instructions, clear instructions on what you're asking it to do, and then what's the context, right? What is the context behind what you're actually putting in there? And that's what you can paste in there for your prompt. Okay, that is your framework for the engineering portion of it. Any questions in general? Branding, marketing? How to log in? Yes. So what you're going to do, let me log out of here. I'll give you guys a quick overview. So go to chat.openai.com. Chat.openai.com. Hopefully you can see that up there. Okay, chat.openai.com. You can sign up. Again, there's a free version, or the GPT-4 is $20 a month. Well worth it, but free version still works very well. Once you get logged in, you're going to see this screen here. And this is your main screen after you log in here. Of course, you click new chat to get a new blank screen. On the left, all of your prompts that you've asked it will be there. Your history is saved. That's why after you ask one thing, after you're done with one specific prompt, you create a new chat, right? A new feed. Otherwise, just like what we were doing maybe here, it just starts being a never-ending thread, and it's not going to be organized. So let's say you wanted to come back in this, you're like, oh, I needed to learn more about my client communication. You can just come over here, scroll through, and be like, here it is, right? And it's just that in there. So all of your history will show here. You can always minimize the side if you needed more screen space by clicking that. Otherwise, new chat, blank screen. They just give you some examples. GPT 3.5 is going to be great for your everyday models. The difference between the two really is a couple things. One, paid users get premium usage. I'll say that. So sometimes there's so many users happening, the servers get bogged down, that if you have the free version, it'll say come back later on, right? In an hour, in whatever it is, right? GPT-4 users, there's no waiting time. You can always access it, okay? The other thing is it has a little bit more, and I say a little bit more, but they said it's 100,000 times smarter in the sense of information, okay? So that's the other benefit of GPT-4. It does recognize images, 3.5. I think they did an update where it does some of them, but GPT-4 can decode images, understand just like what we put in there with that link and all that good stuff. So again, 3.5 is still very, very good for what we need in this business. If you wanted a little bit better response, detail, and knowledge, GPT-4 would be for you. Again, it's $20 a month. Over here on the left bottom, you have your username information, so you can see your plan. Okay, faster response speed as well, which is it's faster. You can use it with plugins. They're doing a lot of beta testing with other platforms as well. And the biggest part here, that 100,000 times more that I was talking about, that's the advanced data analysis, meaning it's going to compute a lot more information a lot quicker. So $20 a month for that. Otherwise, your settings, all in here. If you wanted to clear your chats or go from dark mode to light mode, all that stuff. But at least you guys can see what the platform, chat.openai.com. Thanks, Ronald. I appreciate that. I know it's a lot of information. If you haven't started leveraging this tool yet, highly recommend. It is well worth your time to use it. Again, even if you just use it for one blog a week, you're already gold. You're already gold with that. So put it on your calendar every Monday, every Wednesday, whatever it is. It's reoccurring. Add new blog to site. Come here, and it can be as quick as this. Okay. Traffic. Something like that. All right. So by the time we're done talking here, this is going to be written out, and I'm just going to copy and paste. 7 compelling reasons to live in Phoenix, Arizona. That's your title, your intro. And then you're going to go through. Y'all know we have the sun here. 300 days of sunshine each year. Okay. Affordable real estate. It's going to talk about probably job growth or economy. Booming job market. There it is. Right. All that stuff. Again, then you just go and you copy it and paste it on your site and you're done. Right. You move on to your next task. All about that time blocking. Someone mentioned something about a app in here. Let me go real quick. They said at the Tom Ferry Summit, everyone should have. Yes. Let's see if I can show you on my phone. So download the app on your phone. I use it so much that it's not even in a folder. It's on my phone. So go to the App Store and type in ChatGPT and download it. It looks like, let me go to the App Store. Sorry for the Android users. I have nothing against you, but I'm going to show you on an iPhone. ChatGPT. I'm just going to paste that in there. Okay. It's this one here. White with the black circle logo. I know it's very hard to see in that. But just go to the App Store, type in ChatGPT, and when you open it up on your phone, I mean, it cannot get easier. Like down here is where you type in the prompt, just what you see on my desktop screen. Down here, you type in the prompt and it starts typing it. Anything you run on your phone, of course, is saving the account. So if I ask my phone to write something for me, it's going to show up on my desktop version as well. Okay, so you can see it on both. So if you're on the go and you need something, this is awesome. Awesome, guys. I appreciate you, Ronald. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and reach out. Be happy to help. And again, remember, the next 2 Mondays, no trainings, but I will get the 2 in September and October out this week so everyone can register for those. If you guys have any feedback or you'd like to see anything else, I know this was one of the asks to go a little bit deeper in the prompt for ChatGPT and how you can use it. Just for your business and for you to grow. I'm happy to put on presentations or webinars that is things that you guys want to learn more about. So if there's things you guys want to learn, you can always email me, and I'd be happy to get that scheduled. Awesome. I hope you guys have an amazing week. This will be up on our YouTube channel by tomorrow morning. Otherwise, hopefully we see you in escrow very, very soon. Please, please, please choose escrow options as your preferred escrow company. We are happy to give you and your clients celebrity treatment. So until next time, we will see you guys in escrow very soon. Have a safe and amazing week. We'll talk soon. Thank you, guys.